Hi, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Instagram, how are you? How are you guys doing on Instagram? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, please let me know you can hear me. All right, good. All right, okay. Facebook, YouTube, you guys can hear me too. That's beautiful, beautiful. So welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Uh, it has been a very long day for me. Um, but we give God the praise. I'm a little tired right now, but I think I need to put this out there real quick. I was supposed to speak this morning on um, African men versus um, adaptation. But I didn't. Thank you very much. But I couldn't because I was busy teaching the Bible. And so today I am going to be, this afternoon, I am going to be, what is it? Whoa, what happened? Okay. I'm going to be touching it a little bit. Oh, Lucy Arumere, how are you? I'm going to touch it just a little bit uh, this afternoon. But I'm going to be going straight into teaching on uh, marriages you don't want to bother to die for. Homes you do not want to bother to die for. I saw a video today of a woman who wanted to commit suicide. She was trying to jump off the bridge, probably because based on the comments, I was reading the comments on the page, and I noticed that it seems like she got married, and there is vibration in my voice. I'm not sure what caused that. Can you please just watch it for me? If you're still hearing it, let me know. If you're still hearing the vibration, let me know. I need someone to give me feedback. If you are still hearing the vibration, you're still hearing the vibration, right? The vibration is still there. Maybe because there's a lot of bass. Can somebody check for me? It's still there? Vibration still there? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Let me check it out. I want the audio to be perfect for you guys. Ah, okay. Where is that? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Okay. All right. I know what this is. It's just because the volume is still, the audio is too loud. The audio is too loud. Okay. I'm gonna kind of like reduce it a little bit, and let's see what happened after this. All right. This is gonna be great. Okay. Uh, yeah, let's give it a try right now. How about now? I need you guys to check it right now. How about now? Is the audio good? It's better a lot. Okay. Probably because it's too close to me. I'm not sure. Uh, okay. So it's good now. Thank you very much, Favor, for that. So what am I saying? I saw the video of a lady who wanted to jump off the bridge. She wanted to jump off the bridge, and I'm not really sure. I wasn't sure what happened. I've not seen the video. I've not had any kind of story about the whole stuff. But it seems like you guys are on social media. You know a lot of stuff, and you go places. You go to different platforms to listen to stories, and all of that, and all of that. So, based on the comment, I was able to find out the lady got married, and she invested over 100 million naira for the wedding, and eventually something happened in the relationship that I'm not sure about, and the man moved out of the house, and the old stuff came on social media, and it was kind of like really bloody, name calling and all of that stuff, and eventually. The woman made up her mind that she was going to take her own life. So she drove straight to the bridge. I was about to jump off the bridge when some people caught her, and they were able to take her back home. Somebody said the marriage ended in 2 months. Okay. So I believe some of us are alive today to be able to educate some other people who are alive also, going through situations in their homes or in their lives. I always say this all the time, and I think my people, we need to listen. There is nothing in this world that is worth dying for. I don't care what this. Maybe job, maybe children, maybe clothes, maybe money, maybe marriage, maybe church, maybe business. Nothing is worth dying for. Nothing. Nothing is worth dying for. Nothing in this world. All right. And for you to think of killing yourself, it's actually, it means that there is a situation in your life that will require you to see a therapist, for them to check it, because people get to the point of committing suicide because they don't have what it takes to live anymore. And it's not about somebody dumping you. It's not about somebody collecting your money. It's not about somebody insulting you. It's about something that is within, that you do not have that self-love. You don't know have self-love. You actually always get triggered by what people say, what people do to you, what the society looks like. And then when you are not able to get through with some stuff, you feel like, okay, you are useless and you are not worthy to live. You're worthy to live. So, but today I want to quickly just touch on. Sorry, somebody just called. Somebody just called me. Somebody just called me just now. So I want to quickly just touch on African men and adaptation. We see that a lot of homes are being destroyed here in the U.S., in Canada, in Europe, everywhere, and even in Nigeria, within Nigeria. But I want to quickly just uh, you know put our attention on the ones that are here in diaspora, and let's see what could be done. And I will encourage people to call in if you have the opportunity of doing so. It will be a great moment for you to call in, for us to debate this and talk about it. I'm going to be sharing the number very soon. You will see that a lot of men, they left Africa to come to the US or go to Canada or go to anywhere, all over the world, and they always find it very difficult. They always find it very difficult to adapt when they come to a different country of the world. It is because our own country, I'm not going to say it's a lawless country, but it's a place where tradition and culture overshadows everything. We were being taught that the man is the head of the home, which is true. which is true. It is exactly the way it is. The man is the head of the home, but the man is not the boss. It's difficult for African men to differentiate between a boss and the headship when it comes to marriage. The headship that marriage actually is talking about there is a servant leader. A servant leader who has been called to serve his family, serve his children, serve his wife, right there inside of that relationship. And that's the reason why the Bible says, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and shall cleave to his wife, and the two of them shall become one flesh. When they talk about becoming one flesh, they're talking about equality. They're talking about the same mind. They're talking about respect both ways. All right? That's exactly what they're talking about. And the man has been appointed to lead, not to rule. To lead, not to rule. To lead, not to rule. There is difference between rulership and leadership. It's totally different. Might look the same, might sound the same, the definition may be alike, but there is a slight difference when it comes to ruling and leading. Okay? So when they come to the US like that, it's always very difficult for them to change that mindset. African men believe that we are a ruler and we are meant to be worshipped by our wives and our children. When we were growing up, when your dad is coming from outside, you take off and run. You are not allowed to sit there and wait for him to come. You must pretend to be doing something. You must pretend to be doing something. It's either you're pretending to be reading, or you are pretending to be doing housework, or you are pretending to be doing one thing or the other. You must to be doing something. All right? Growing up, that was what we saw. So we believe that that is exactly the same thing that must and should happen in our own lives too. But we have forgotten one thing, that the life that we live is changing. I don't care how old you are. You can be 60, 70, 90. You should understand that the 2023 marriage is different. There is a different definition for the marriage of 2022, 23. And every one of us is supposed to understand it and be aware of this, so we will be able to think about how to adapt to this development. In the olden days, women were left without voices. They couldn't ask questions. They couldn't challenge their husbands. They couldn't ask them questions. But in 2023, the women of today, they have big voice. They have big voice. They have big confidence. They are educated. They are exposed. All right? They demand for explanation at every point where explanation is needed. Where are you coming from? All right? Women of today, we ask you, what are you doing? Women of today, we ask you, what do you mean you don't understand? You got to talk to me right now. Sit down, let's have a conversation. All right? Where did you send the money to? Who did you give the money to? Where is the tax refund money? And all of that stuff. How much money are you making? What is your salary? What is the salary? Somebody is asking a question, but it's a very funny question. When the two of them become one flesh, you are dragging me backward. In every team, if you don't understand, okay, in every team, the team members are equal, but they appoint someone to lead, like a spokesman, like someone to control and direct the affairs of that group, even though they are all the same, in ranks, all right? They are partners in this business, all right? Supposed to have a leader. Everybody cannot be talking. Everybody cannot be saying do this or do this. There's going to be commotion. So a lot of you guys don't understand these things. And that's why this question is coming right now. And it's very surprising that this question is coming from somebody who lives here in the US. I'm surprised That this question is coming from somebody who is exposed. And this is what you will see, the highest level of ignorance is actually in African society. It doesn't matter where they are, it doesn't matter where they live, that ignorance still come to play. That they do not understand when we have a team. A team supposed to have a team leader. Doesn't mean it's superior, doesn't mean it's actually better than the team. It's just that he has been appointed to be in charge, and he is the one that other people will now allow to lead. Not because he's superior. It's just because in every group, there's supposed to be a team leader, someone to lead. I work in the IT field. People on my crew, they listen to me not because I'm better than them. It's just because I've been appointed to be the team leader. So whatever it is that I'm saying, I'm checking with them and say, oh, Steve, what do you think? Doesn't mean because I know it. I do not know it, but I'm just coordinating. I'm coordinating the stuff. There are times whereby a team leader will submit to the team. A team leader will bow to the team because they know more than him. It's just like myself. I bow, submit to my wife when I know that this issue that's going on, I don't have any understanding about it. Even though I'm the team leader, my job is to surrender to my wife to give me an idea what exactly is going on, just like I did right now. I came online and I said there was a woman I saw, and this woman wanted to commit suicide. I had no understanding about what happened to her, but I submitted to you guys to share your knowledge with me, and I was able to pick pieces of it to add to my knowledge about exactly what happened in the life of that woman. So a man supposed to understand that you are not the boss. You're just appointed to be a leader. You're appointed to be a leader, and a leader is a servant. If you a leader is a servant. A leader is a servant. They call them servant leaders. What does it mean? They do things to show people this is how it should be done. They don't command people. They don't say, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. No. They do it to show other people this is how to do it, and other people will follow the leading of that leader. Okay? He's a leader, he's showing people example of the way things supposed to be done. If they are not teaching it in churches, I'm sorry, it's a pity that maybe the pastors are bullies themselves. Maybe the pastors are bosses themselves. They want to rule women. And if you want to rule a woman, you can only rule a woman for just some few months or few years, and then eventually she's going to tell you, you can go and kiss the transformer. And she'll tell you to bring the divorce paper. She will sign it with the golden pen. Like that other lady said. I was able to get that golden pen from her. Said, I will sign it with the golden pen. And I bet you she's going to survive. She's going to be fine. All right? I bet she's going to be fine. All right? And the husband is going to be fine too. Everybody's going to be fine. Nobody's going to suffer nothing. All right? Gone are those days when women are afraid. They are no longer afraid these days. So a team leader must be brought to a table where he must to explain why, how, who. All right? A team leader is not above the law. A team leader is not above the law. He's not a supreme head. He's not supposed to be a dictator. All right? A husband is not a dictator. He's not a supreme head. He's just a leader that must answer questions. So in Africa, women in those days, they don't ask questions. So men get away with so much. They get away with a lot of stuff. All right? They get away. As I'm talking right now, a lot of men will be angry. And I really don't think they should be angry, because what I'm doing right now is trying to save you of the wahala that is coming. Because if that wahala is not yet there, it's still going to come. Either you like it or don't like it, that wahala is coming. Your wife is just gathering momentum to explode. She's just gathering momentum. By the time she gets to the elastic limit, I'm telling you, you cannot stop her. And she's going to ask you these questions. And when she's asking you these questions, you better be prepared. And I don't want you to get to that point because, see, a lot of women will take nonsense for 20 years. Some women will take it for 5 years, some will take it for 6 years, 10 years. And at that point in time, they turn around and they tell you, you can go and kiss transformer. And then that's the time that men will now start running around looking for how to resolve issues. And the marriage has already been destroyed. Because before a woman will get to that point where she will say, I'm not interested, she must have been crying. All right? She must have been crying and consoling herself. She must have been praying, going to pray, and she must have been fasting. And that woman must have been going for counseling, personal counseling all by herself. She must have gone for therapy. She must have done everything. She must have reported to church pastor, reported to the family, reported to your friends, reported to everything. She must have knelt down and roll on the ground and beg many times. But at that point in time, you are superior and you supreme head. You are the boss at that time. Okay? And you're saying, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. At the end of the whole stuff, that woman will go through depression and will bounce back. The moment she's able to bounce back, the next thing she starts thinking about is her mental health. Start thinking about mental health and she tell herself, I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to die. There is nothing that is worth dying for. Marriage is not worth dying for. You can't die for marriage. You can't die in marriage. It's better for you to walk away and live your life as a single mother, walk away and live your life as a single father, to be alive for yourself and be alive for your children. Because when men refuse to learn, when they refuse to change, then there's going to be a problem. And the problem is that the women don't want to die young. They don't want to go cuckoo. They want to be able to live. All right? So they're going to turn around. So I'm saving the life of men. If you are hating me right now, you can hate me all you want, but there's going to be a time you will later realize that what I'm saying to you right now is actually a lifesaver. I'm trying to save your life right now. I can tell you a lot of men that have approached me and they signed up for counseling. They were in a hurry to pay the $600 just because the marriage is about to go down the drain. Pastor, I need you, sir. Pastor, I need you. And later I will find out these men don't like me. They really don't like me, but now they need me because they know I could talk to their wives. All right? They do not like me right now. You might not like me right this moment that I'm talking. I understand. All right? Because what I'm teaching you is actually a very difficult thing, contrary to what you were taught in Africa. It's a little difficult. But let me tell you something, it's going to save your life. All right? If you can just listen to it and make that correction now, you will see that you will enjoy your marriage all the way to old age. Okay? So don't wait until a woman will get to that breaking point. When they get to the breaking point, you can't bring them back. Because the moment a woman says she's done, she is done. And she's done. And she's going to walk. And by the time you see her packing her stuff, that's when you now start looking for fire brigade approach, trying to look for someone to quench the fire. And then we come back, we talk about it, and then instead of you changing, you still go back to do it again. You go back and do it again. And every time you go back to do it again, you are damaging that woman. So, when they now come to America here, or Canada, or whatever, this place is a place of law, not a place of culture. Not a place of culture. So when you bring your culture and tradition, throw it off when you're on the plane. The moment you're on the plane coming from Nigeria, that culture and your tradition and your bully lifestyle and your anger lifestyle, throw it out of the window. It's not going to be useful here. It's going to be useless here. You don't need it. Because when you come over here, it's a land of law. Have that behind your mind. Hold it. Write it on the plate of your heart. Teach it to your children. Let them remember this, that the Lord your God that brought you from Nigeria asked you to drop your culture and your tradition on the plane. That when you get overseas country, Canada, UK, and whatever, America, it's a land of law. This place is governed by the law, not by your culture. Throw it out. Throw it out. Throw it away. Throw it out and throw it away. Okay? Because it's going to send you to jail. Your culture will send you to jail. Your tradition will send you to jail. Your culture will deport you. And then you're going to be miserable. I want you to know, a lot of African men have been to jail. And right now they're so angry. They're pissed off right now. Because they were not prepared for it. Nobody told them. Nobody explained it to them. That when you come to overseas country, it's a different ball game. You don't bring your anger here. You don't bring your ego here. You don't bring your wife beating habit here. You don't bring your commanding tone here. You come here as a regular guy who is ready to live a kind of a good life that will not go to jail. Okay? Because I need you to prepare for jail if you don't understand. If you come here and then you now bring that tradition and your culture of beating your wife here, it's possible for your wife not to call 911. Your neighbors are going to call, or your daughter that's born here will call, and the police will come. And by the time they see the mark on his face or on his leg, you are gone. This is not about this is not about daddy. One more and those ones will drag you by your pants and they drag you funke funkeke. One more oh yeah, you are gone now. And when they take you there, you become angry because oh my she no boy dear. Àwọn ẹlẹ́wọ̀n tí ara wọn ti gbẹ̀kan tí wọ́n tó ti ń jó so pítẹ́lẹ̀ ó wá rí fresh meat wọ́n máa ṣínà gbogbo ìdí ẹ máa wọ́ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ báyìí ni wàá bínú kò lẹ́wọ̀n tó bá máa padà dé báyìí ni wọ́n máa bí ẹ lọ for life. And for you to be able to avoid all this, you need to understand it. You need to understand it that this is not a place where you bring your stupid culture. You don't bring your tradition or whatever it is here. And that adaptation is what is missing. People need to understand when you are coming to the Western world, you need to understand it's a leveler. You can be a doctor in Nigeria. The moment you are here, you are one of us until you pass your board exam. I'm telling you, until you pass. Don't bring that arrogance of I'm a doctor. Don't bring that arrogance of I'm a lawyer. When you come here, you are being leveled. You get angry so much. It is only in Africa you can get angry. Don't bring your stupid anger here. When you bring it here, by the time your wife will just adapt, it's easy for women to adapt. They just go to work and just do CNA for 3 months. And then they start speaking American accent. 3 months in America, American accent is free for them. You see what I'm saying? And then by the time she stayed there for 6 months, she already knows all the laws. All the laws of a woman must not be beaten. What kind of rights they have. The human right for women. They teach them all these things when they are doing orientation. And then they tell them, listen, if you are in an abusive relationship, speak out. These are what they listen to when they go to work. You are busy driving Uber. Nobody is teaching you all these things in Uber driving. But when they go to do CNA, they were being taught their rights. As a woman, they have rights. They are being taught, right? They're being given their rights. And then gradually, those women will start. Your ex hates me for this reason. See here. All right. And gradually, those women will start learning those things. And before you get to know it, they know it all. And if you don't stop doing yama yama, you're going to jail. And when you go to jail and come back, you'll be angry as hell. I'm not lying. You'll be angry as hell. All right? And it's not the fault of that woman. It is your fault because you have refused to adapt. The adaptation is the problem. So, African men, when you come to the United States, or you go to Russia, or you go to Canada, or you go to the UK, you need to first of all sit down and remove your stupid ego, put it on the ground, and then go and learn the process, know the step-by-step process of life in the country that you're living. You think you know it, you don't know it. You don't know it. Okay? You don't know it. You know what I'm saying? So you first of all bow down to the orientation. Learn all the stuff, the do's and the don'ts. And by the time you're able to learn all the do's and the don'ts, then you can be able to save yourself from all of this stuff. When I got my job with Slumber J in those days, they sat us down and they show us videos of a man beating the wife. And then the man went to jail. And when the man came back, the life wasn't the same. And then they show us another guy who went to orientation and was able to learn the do's and the don'ts. He was able to avoid everything that could send him to jail. And that's what I'm talking about with men. Now, when you come to overseas country here, always remember the job of the wife is to wash the plate, likewise the man. The job of the man is to clean, likewise the woman. The job of the man is to take off the trash. You see, there is nobody that is responsible for anything. It is, all these things are our responsibility. These are our responsibility. It doesn't matter your age. You can be 90. Doesn't matter. When you are under the law, you are under the law. And you see, that was what Christianity took away. And you will find out that people will abuse, we are abusive towards Christ. All right? We abuse the privilege that He has given to us. You see, if you are under the law, you obey. And that's what Judaism is. You obey the law. The moment you come under grace, you start misbehaving. So it's like you're going to Nigeria, marrying a wife in Nigeria, living in Nigeria. You can do whatever you like. When you come to overseas country, you marry a wife here, you cannot do whatever you like. You have to obey the law. Pastor Shola, this life is deep. And I'm feeling for some men that will not like this kind of show. This is the factual truth. Yeah, they will not. I know. And I really don't think anybody shouldn't like it. This is actually a eye opener for men here. If you learn it, you will definitely get blessed. You definitely get blessed. So when you come to the US as a man, it's not the time to just jump into action. It's a time to bow and learn the principles of how to live here without going to jail. Learn how to live here without going to jail. Try and sign up for anger management. Because the ego of an African man stinks. The ego of an African man stinks. We come, like I used to say, we are the one that actually own the whole place. All right? We need to understand that we need to go sign up for anger management and be able to learn how to control your ego, how to control your anger, so that your ego will not send you to jail. To send you to jail. An average Black American man has been to jail. Maybe 6 out of 10 Black Americans. Maybe 4. I don't know. I don't have the right statistics right now. Maybe 4, maybe 5 has been to jail. And then they come back. And then they say, I just got out. I just got out. Okay? So African men, they are writing letters to prison because of that ego that stinks, especially the Igbo men. I'm sorry I'm mentioning you guys, but the Igbo men, they are, the Igbo man's ego is out of this room. You can't talk to them about their family, about their wife. They always have that idea. They know how to run it. They know how to run it. Somebody is saying, yeah, I disagree. A man is a man and should not bow to nothing, including Oyinbo law. Continue. Good job. I clap for you. I clap for you. Your mate, you see where they are. The Igbo men. And you see that ego is too much. It stinks. You can't sit them down and talk to them. I believe every man is supposed to listen. There is nobody who is an island. There is nobody who is a know-it-all. You're supposed to listen to other people's suggestions and say, oh, okay, don't worry. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to go home and actually make a change, and I'll do it the way I know how to do it. Thank you for your suggestions. Not them. Majority of them would never listen to you. Some of them will listen. Majority won't listen. And we have some Yoruba men too that stink. They stink. The ego is nasty. Nasty ego. They get angry. They beat up their wives. They do all manners of things. Very nasty people and stuff. And you see, they are still enjoying right now because their wives are still stupid. When you see a stupid wife that is holding on to marriage, she will continue to suffer. She won't do nothing. A stupid woman, you will see her, she will continue to suffer. She won't do nothing. And you're giving that man to continue to insult you, abuse you, and keep on treating you like doormat. You don't need him. You don't need him. A man who refuses to respect you doesn't need you. A man that doesn't respect you, he doesn't need you. And you deserve a better person. Deserve a better life than that life you're living. You deserve a better life than that life you're living. Some of you will be talking about, how about penis? Yeah, if I live now, where will I see penis? The penis that you have is disrespectful. The stupid penis that you have is killing you. You are not happy, you are only living there. You don't even have a voice. Some of you feel like committing suicide already. And you stay inside of a marriage, stupid marriage that will kill you. I'm not saying go and be. I'm not saying you can, you should go and get divorced. I'm saying that we all need to cooperate, men and women also. We need to come together and let the men throw ego away. We need the ego. Control it. Control it. Okay? Control that ego. If the neighbor should call 911, you will see yourself crying. You see this man that says he's not going to bow to Ebola. You will see him crying. You don't get liver. I see the type here, I don't get liver at all. When the police will show up, you go see them bowing. And I've seen that when I see Nigerian men like this, when they marry black Americans. When they marry black Americans, they do things that they would never. If they marry a Nigerian, they won't do those things. They will do things that they would naturally not do when they are married to their client. When they're married to a Nigerian woman, they won't do those things. When they marry a white woman or marry a black American woman, they start doing those things. These Nigerian men that have mouth, now only mouth they get, they don't get power at all. No power, nothing. Then when the police show up, they will start shaking. They start shaking. One of them, they told me when the police came, the police didn't ask him anything. He started talking. I'm the one. I did this. I'm the one that slapped her. I'm the one that kicked her. I even kicked her in the nose. The police didn't ask him anything. He started talking. Now then, they run their mouth like this. They don't get power. We are working with them right now, trying to save them. We are trying to save them now. They will never agree. Never agree. When the police will show up right now, they will go and lock the door and say, Funke, please, tell them I'm not around. Funke, you know I love you. I will never beat you again. Please, Funke, I still love you. I love you. That's what they will say. Now let mouth them get. Let police appear. Nah. Then go they pee in their pants. Then go they pee in their pants. Okay? They go they pee in their pants. Now only mouth and get. They're going to talk like as if the city I've seen them before. I went over, the police came to arrest one guy like this, so they called me, I went there. I saw him. I've never seen him as humble and sober like that before in my life. The guy was so humble, he was like, put his hand in between his lap like Ologbo. I was like, Mr. Kule, yes, sir. Mr. Kule, hey, Lagbara money. Hey, she bully money. Hey, pariwo money, I'm the man. Who is the man now? Who is the man? Now the police be the man. Police not the man. 911 is the tema of African men. When you call 911 African men, you go see that they put their tails. Their tail will be in between their legs. In their legs. Then they will come here and be talking. They'll be talking. 911 will press the reset button in their heads. They start behaving correctly. Go and try it and let me come back and tell me. Come back and tell me. We are trying to save their life right now. They will not listen. They can't listen to nothing. They will just be running their mouth like as if let 911 come, you will see what thing will happen. They will be gentle. Let's say gentle, straight. Not calling Funke Joe. Funke movie here, babe. Funke me jen lo bayi. Woman mumi lo. Funke mo man lori. Funke o mo beta ba ti ko today ẹ so re. Funke mo man mumi lo. Mo man lori. Orí ìyá mi le. Mo mumi lo. Oh, mo ba to ndese. O ndese so am the man. Man lo se. They go. So you see that these are the things that I think men should understand. That when you come into the state, you need to give yourself a new orientation. You purge yourself of all of those ideas you're bringing from Africa, the culture, the tradition, the whatever you're bringing from there. You throw it away. Then you learn the new way that this place is a place of law. A place of law. A place of law. All right. That's exactly what it is. A place of law. All right. And that's the way you do it. So I always tell my clients, you see, my clients, when they come in, they're like, okay, my wife called the police on me. I'm so angry right now. I'm like, you don't have to be angry, bro. It's not the fault of your wife. That's what they call self-defense. She cannot allow you to kill her. She doesn't have the power to fight you. You have more muscle than her. You are slapping and kicking her. The best thing for her to do is to call the law. And then the law came and they took you away to protect a life. All right? They're not just only protecting the life of your wife, they're protecting your children also. And now they file a restraining order against you, and you are not allowed to come around the house. It's another level of protection. So as you're seeing this, I don't think you should be angry. The very first thing you need to do as a man is to look inward. What is making me to be this angry and aggressive? Then that's where you need to go and sign up for therapy and say, okay, I think I have anger issue. And you see, whenever you go to the police like that, whenever they arrest you and then they take you to jail, by the time they take you and release you, they always sign up for counseling and therapy for you. And they tell you to go for counseling and then you go for therapy. You have to run through anger management for as long as the police are satisfied. When they are not satisfied, you keep on going. Sometimes they go for 6 months, 1 year. You keep going. Then you go for therapy also, because they know these are the things that you need. It's not prayer. You don't need prayer. You need therapy. Something's wrong with you. That's why you are actually so aggressive. The moment you are aggressive, they believe you are a dangerous person. They believe you are a dangerous person because you are aggressive. And that aggressiveness could make you to pick up a rock and break the head of your wife or break the head of your children. So they will want to take you away from that family for that number of days for you to go and attend to therapy and counseling. All right. And then you go for therapy, and by the time they are satisfied, they can actually restate you back to your home. And if your wife is still available and if you're still willing to actually come back to the house, they will allow you to come. But you see, when you're coming back to the house, your life becomes a little bit dangerous because you mustn't do anything at that point in time, because anytime they call the police on you, after that, you're going to jail. Anytime. By the time they release you and take you to therapy, and you finish therapy, and then they put you back in the home, and then you should do something again, you are finally going famia. When they say famia, that's what famia means. You are going famia. You are not allowed to get a parking ticket. You cannot commit any crime. You must not get, the police must not stop you for overspeeding. All right, nothing. You can't do all that stuff. You can't do all that stuff, which means that you must straighten your life up. You cannot get angry. You cannot get angry. You cannot cause the, you can't. You see, this stuff, this road rage that we do, that somebody just pass you by and you just started yelling and yelling. You can't do that. If that guy should call police on you, you're gone. You're gone. It's not even about beating your wife right now. It's about committing any kind of crime, any other crime, and the police is called and they put your name in the computer. The moment your name pops out of the computer that you have been detained before, you are gone. You are gone. And this is the stuff that I'm trying to tell these African men. They will never listen. They have, the ego is just out of this world. That they will fall victim of this stuff. They believe that, oh, I can do anything. You can't do anything. You can't just stand up and do anything. Please don't stand up and just do anything. Don't just be angry. When you're angry, carry your car key and go. I understand that women can be very naughty sometimes. And they want to stop you. But at that point in time, just tell her, say, please, I don't want no trouble. Let me just go. Take your car key and go. Go and sleep in the hotel or just go out and come back later when she's fine. Because you're living there. 20 years of your life could end up becoming a waste. You can go to jail for 6-7 years. And by the time you come back, everybody is gone. You don't want that to be your portion. The law is what operates here. We don't operate on let us pray. It's not about the law. You're gone. And when you're gone, you wasted 7 years of your precious life. And you can never remain the same again, because there is going to be a kind of you have your name attached to prison. To get a job is not going to be easy for you. When you come back, to get a job is not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult to get a job. All right, you're going to try, then you get frustrated. You get frustrated. You get frustrated. You don't want to do that. You don't want it to happen to you. You want to be a family man. You want to be a family man. That's all you want to be. That's all you're going to be. A family man, someone who loves his family, someone who is calm, respectful, and ready to serve. It's so simple to serve. It's not difficult to serve. Okay? Whatever is wrong with your brain, go and get it checked out. Go get it checked out. Go for therapy. Go say we're alone love for therapy. Everybody have gone. I've done it several times. Go for therapy. Let them help you out so you won't go to jail. Now, let me go to part B of the teaching. I just want to drop that one in there. It's a little difficult for African men to change. Adaptation is the problem. Let us leave the culture behind as you come in. Leave the tradition behind. Leave your anger behind. Leave your ego somewhere you're able to control it. Leave it out so that when you get here, you are not going to get into trouble. A friend of mine, when we were in Oklahoma, went to jail for beating up his wife. He beat up his wife, tear her clothes into pieces, sent her out of the house naked, and the woman wasn't willing to call the police. The white people on the block called the police. That something's wrong in the house, and the police showed up, and they found the woman naked outside. There's no way for her to lie. She had to tell the truth. And she said the truth, and they took the guy away. And they asked the woman, do you want to press charge? She said, yes. At that point in time, it becomes a crime. And the lawsuit is not even the guy versus the woman. Now, the guy versus Oklahoma City. He went to jail. He went to jail. He got to jail. Fine now. Okay? If somebody is saying, oh, you are not balancing the equation, women go, they no feed, go counseling. Now, one thing I want to let you know, Mr. Steve Olarinde, is this. I've been a counselor now for over 15 years. All right? Women, they come for counseling alone, many times. And when they come, they say, please, don't tell him, oh, he will be angry. A lot of women are suffering. And they don't have what it takes to actually fight their husbands. They will say, oh, don't tell him, oh, he's going to be angry, oh, and all kinds of stuff. Then when we now say, hey, hello, Mr. Steve, are you coming for counsel? No, I'm not coming. I can take care of my family myself. I don't need it. What did you do? Look, sit down there. I'll kill you. I'll tell you. Women go for counseling. They do. Behind you. Trying to see, am I right or am I wrong? I must have counseled a lot of women in my life. And then whenever I ask them, what's the goal for today? They'll say clarity. 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 I said, what do you want to clear? I've been married for 20 years and this. Clarity. That's all they're looking for. So when I'm talking about men today, I'm advising you men to drop your ego. Go to the counseling table. Be ready to settle with your wife and listen to her. That's all. Women do it. Women do it big time. They do it big time. They do it big time. More than you think. I'm telling you. Go and ask all pastors everywhere. Ask pastors everywhere. You see, women go for counseling, women go for prayer, women go for prayer meeting, women go for all kinds of stuff. Just trying to look for settlement. Where are the men? Nowhere to find. I always tell these women, I was like, there's nothing, I can't help you. I cannot help you because it takes two. If the man is not sitting next to you as I'm talking, there's nothing I can do. Because it's the one we want to talk to. How do I talk to you alone? What am I going to tell you to be doing when the man is the one cheating? Am I going to tell you that, okay, whenever he's cheating, just close your eyes? No, that's not what I'm going to say. I need the man to sit down. Let us ask him, hello, sir. Is something the problem? What is wrong with your brain? Why are you cheating? Oh, you're not getting enough sex. Why? Let's dig into it, madam. What is the problem? And stuff. I can't have STD. He's been cheating all from day one. Hello? Are you listening? Are you listening? Somebody said, just pick a kind woman. You see, a lot of these men, they picked a kind woman. Like almost about 80% of them picked kind women. They were the one that destroyed them. They destroyed those women because of the ego. They yell and shout and they treat them like dirt, treat them like doormat and all kinds of stuff. You see, when you give a woman all of this kind of stuff, when you are disrespectful, you are abusive, you insult her, you send her to her mother, you are now creating a monster. You will not believe it is actually your work. You see, you did that stuff. You destroyed her. And that was I didn't mean she was like that before marriage. You wouldn't marry her. I didn't mean she was a crazy person when you guys were dating. You won't say, will you marry me? You know all the drama you put up? You know the whole drama that you put up during the time you wanted to marry her? You actually went and hired a musician that was following you all around the place to look for her. You had to dodge the ring in your pocket. You know all the stress you went through? I didn't mean she was a bad woman. You won't be going through all that stress. Or putting the ring in your pocket, having your friend to hold the camera, and then she was just coming out of a place with her friend, and you just went, ta-da! And then the musician went, banana, banana, and then you went on your knee and said, Funke, you have been the one I've been dreaming about. What happened to all that dreaming about? You are the only one that completes me. What happened to the ones that complete me? Oh, you are the one that I want to spend the rest of my life with. You must have done your investigation before saying all that stupid, nasty stuff. And then you remove the ring and say, will you marry me? And she went like, oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes. And you put the ring there. And you kissed her. And everybody at the mall, they started clapping for you. What happened to your brain that time? You didn't know that she was a devil? You didn't do investigation very well that is the devil. Now I know you're going to tell me, oh, she was pretending. All right. You don't know how to decode a pretender? Okay, that's the problem. You destroyed her, you damaged her, and now she's now acting like that. Then you're supposed to call yourself to order and say, I've done crazy stuff. I've done crazy stuff. That's what it is. What are you telling me? There's nothing you can tell me that you win here as a man, because I'm a man myself. I'm a man myself. There's nothing you're going to tell me here that you're going to win. I'm a man myself. I picked my wife. I didn't let anybody introduce a wife to me. I picked my wife, the one that will love me, care for me, the one I will respect, the one I will do the same to, and I don't want to damage her. Whenever I offend her, I know exactly what to do. You know? It's time for us to actually be responsible, take responsibility for our mistakes and things that we've done. You know, go and look back. The woman was sweet. That was why you were running after her. She had a good character. That was why you're running after her. The way you married her, you remember what you did to her? Remember how you were yelling? Remember how you were slapping her? Remember how you were cheating with her, cheating on her? Remember how many times she caught you cheating? And now everything messed up her mind. Now she's yelling and shouting too. And now you're saying, oh, he's a wicked person. Thank you. Now she's wicked, right? You created that. You created that. You damaged her life. She wasn't crazy before. Sit down and think. You did that to her. Let your own wife be cheating too. Let your wife be cheating and be slapping your face. Let us see, maybe you will not go cuckoo. Let's see, maybe you will remain the same. Let your wife be cheating. Let your wife be banging your friends and banging people all over the street and be going out and come back in 3 days. Let's now see, maybe you yourself will not go cuckoo. Think about it. Maybe you won't go cuckoo. You dishing out all this stuff and you believe the woman will remain the same? No, she's not. She's going to change. She will change. One man was the one that said something now. If you send me to jail, I won't give you banana again. That's how men act. You know what I'm saying? But why did you go to jail? You go to jail because you beat the woman. So what's the problem? Is that the fault of the woman? What did she do now? She didn't do nothing. She protected herself. She wouldn't have called the police. I didn't mean you're good. I didn't mean you're nice and very loyal and very transparent and respectful. She won't call the police on you. I have a wife too. Why didn't she call the police on me? I have a wife. I'm not single. My wife, why didn't she call the police on me? Answer the question. If you do something that will make the wife to call the police, she will call the police. And it's not our problem, it's you. That's your problem. You are the one doing that stuff. I don't understand. Let me quickly run through some stuff quickly. So when you are in such a kind of a relationship, there are some homes that you cannot save. There are some marriages you cannot save. That the moment you find yourself inside of this stuff and you notice these following things, that marriage is going down the drain. Going down the drain. And when you see this stuff, you need to try and discuss it. Go for counseling. Do whatever is possible to be done to make sure you save it, but don't kill yourself trying to save it. Don't kill yourself trying to save a home. Number one, when there is abuse, all forms of abuse, either physical, emotional, verbal, sexual, financial, doesn't matter. Abuse is abuse. Any form of abuse that you see inside of a relationship is a big red flag for that marriage. And you don't want to say, I'm going to sit here and look for, I'm going to be praying. Don't sit and be praying. That's a red flag. And that's an emergency. The moment there's abuse will kill you. You will die in abusive relationship. And you will die gradually sometimes, and sometimes you die one time. You die gradually sometimes, because when it's emotional abuse, You keep on dying gradually. It's affecting your mental health. A day will come, you're going to take your own life. Or you can fall sick and die. And die. All right? So when we're talking about sexual abuse is that when you are inside of a relationship and your wife is saying, I am not interested, and you decide to force her into doing it. And so many times you beat her up just to do it. And you penetrate her without her even being wet. You force her to comply. Okay? You are sexually abusive. Sometimes when you are sexually abusive, that means that it's a sexless marriage. You are withholding, you're withdrawing your penis and keeping it from her. You know, the Bible says that our body belongs to you and your body belongs to her. The moment you are making her to suffer, okay, or making him to suffer, all right, you withdraw the penis, or you withdraw the vagina from the person who owns it. That's sexual abuse right there. All right, you have to let them have what they are entitled to. All right, some men will say no more sex for you in the next 2 years, and that's what they're going to do, and that's an abuse. Some women will do that also, and then they keep their vagina from their husbands. That's abuse right there. All right, and when you rape a woman inside of this, both sexual abuse and rape also, and you're going to jail. If she should call the police on you, you go to jail. It doesn't matter because if she's your wife or not. In as much you actually force her without her consent to actually have sexual relationship with her, that's a crime. You go to jail. If you say, oh, yeah, but this is my wife. Yes, we know. She's your wife, but you raped her. Let's go. All right. Famia. I don't know the English of famia. When they say famia, you're gone. It's a gunner. What is gunner? Maloba on rapist egbe yoku ma sere pa. And by the time you come back, they will put your name on the list on the website. So anytime they Google your name will appear. Everybody on the street will say, let us take our kid and run away. Oh, there is a rapist around here. All right. When you go to your office, people will be looking at you like this. You won't know that they know your record. The record is on the file. They know you. They Google your name already. They see your name on the list of rapists. Okay. So African men don't understand these old things. Yeah, African men don't understand all this stuff. They see you, they be looking at you like this. Your name is on the list of rapists. Rapists on the street. They know your address. They circle that address so that everybody that have those ones that are having baby girls, they can be very careful around that area. Be very careful. Be very careful. There's a rapist here. It's possible for him to rape your children. And if you don't know, you don't know. I'm saving your life right now. Continue to use ego. I'm hating me. You will see one day you will remember this. You're going to remember this one day. But I just pray that it's not going to happen to you. But my prayer will not be answered. Oh, you will listen. If your character is not connected to my prayer, you gone. Famia. If I pray for you from now till tomorrow and your character is not in line with my prayer, famia. How am I killing? We'll come and greet you in the prison. And that's it. Number 2 is that when you lack affection or intimacy, lack of affection and intimacy in a marriage, please don't die for that marriage. Please don't die for that marriage. The moment there is no more intimacy, no more affection in that marriage is gone. Do you know a lot of people watching me today, the last time they had sexual relationship with their husband maybe 3-4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. The last time they had sex. And they are still holding on to the same marriage. That marriage is gone. That marriage is gone. You don't want to die for it. Don't die for it. Then when there is criminal behavior in marriage, your husband is doing 419. Your husband is scamming people. All right? When your husband is scamming people and you know, or your wife is scamming people and you know, and you want them and they're not ready to listen, please don't save that marriage. That guy is going to actually go to jail eventually. He's going to be going to jail eventually, but you don't want him to stain the life of your kids. You don't want him to mess up the life of your children. You want to stay away from such a kind of a person as far as you can. You don't want to be around that person at all. The moment they have a criminal behavior, maybe they're armed robbers, maybe they're scamming people, or maybe they're doing one thing or the other, they're doing credit card fraud, and all of that kind of stuff, you want to stay away from them. You don't want to be in that kind of a relationship at all. I'm telling you. So when you notice that and you try to caution him and he's not listening to you, it's best for you to walk away. Number 3, when there is constant criticism. There is nothing wrong in somebody having a positive criticism, that you can criticize somebody and just do it in love. All right, you can, it's a positive one that is not going to damage that person. But you see, there are some people in a relationship, either you're a man or you're a woman, you always criticize. Always criticize. There is nothing good about that person. That person don't know nothing. Every time they do something, you criticize them. Every time they do this, you criticize them. That kind of a person is dying inside. Okay, you have succeeded in killing their self-esteem. They will not have self-esteem anymore because you criticize them. Anytime you ask them a question, they don't have any answer because they don't know what to say. If I say something right now, I'm going to get criticized, so let me just shut up. Let me just sit in this corner and just be looking. You have killed their self-esteem. They are now zero. They don't even believe in anything themselves. Even when they go outside, they are very scared. They're very, very scared to talk. To contribute outside, they don't want to do it because they are used to being criticized. So that kind of a relationship is never going to bless you. You don't want to die there. You don't want to save such. It's not going to be well. In a relationship whereby you have untreated addiction, your husband is Igbo smoker. Your husband is Igbo smoker. Your husband is masturbating, is a champion in masturbation. Your husband is, drinking heavily. All right, drinking heavily, falling in gutters. And is not even ready to treat it, is not ready to do anything about it. You don't want to save such. But that's going to bring ridicule to you. You need to try as much as possible to talk to him. Let's go for counseling, let's go for therapy. But they're not willing to do anything like that. That marriage is not worth saving. It's not worth saving because it's going to end up in disaster. These are signs. These are signs that you need to look into. Look into this. All right? Shifting of priorities. When they always shift it, every time they will say something, I'm doing this, it's just like someone that is procrastinating. You'll find out your life is not going anywhere. Every time you plan, oh, this year we have to buy a house, and then this year we come, then we are not buying a house again. Oh, we are going to do it next year. Next year we come, he's already giving his brother money for student. He's paying the school fees of his sister. He's paying the school fees of his sister's children. And then you guys are not building anything. You are not planning for your future. That kind of a relationship is not good. It's shifting priority because when you guys set goals, he's always shifting it. Or she's always shifting it. That is going to be a roller coaster relationship that is going to end up in disaster. You guys are going to both end up 70, 80, and you won't have anything to show. It's not worth saving. In a relationship whereby there is infidelity, all right, guys, let me tell you this. Infidelity, it takes a while. It takes a long time to convince such to change. It's not a mistake. Infidelity is not a mistake. It has never been a mistake. It's a kind of a stuff that you intentionally want to do and you did it. Devil is not involved when it comes to infidelity. Devil is God. He doesn't have power over anyone that is ready to bank something. When that person is ready to bang something, they do it. It's not the devil. The devil doesn't have any hand in it. They have made up their mind. They are very intentional about what they want to do, and that's what they're doing. The life they're living is the life they want to live. So don't let anybody lie to you about, oh, infidelity is actually the handwork of the devil. It's powers and principality. That's a lie. It's not powers and principality at all. It's not. It's not. In a kind of a relationship whereby there's always financial problems. Financial problems all the time. The man is not accountable. He can't hold money. He can't keep jobs. He's always here or there. By the time he has money, he's actually jumping around and squandering the money. There is only financial problems in the house. That kind of a home, that's a red flag. Here, first one, you can type your question out there. I'll read it out to the people, sir. That kind of stuff is never going to help your relationship at all. Okay? Inability to compromise. Inability for someone to compromise is a red flag. When you go into a relationship and you see that the man is not able to compromise, all right? Every time it's like it must be my way. It's either my way or the highway. Any other way is not, it's zero. Can't compromise nothing. This is how it must be done. It must be done like that. Okay? When you find yourself in such a relationship, it's dangerous. You are going to wake up when you are 60 or 70 years old. You'll find out your life has been zero. Nothing in your life. You're only living the life of the man. He's the one commanding you, and you're doing exactly what he's asking you to do. When there is lack of remorse and empathy, you see, somebody who has committed a crime is supposed to be remorseful. You have committed a crime, you're supposed to apologize and tell yourself, I'm not doing it again. But in that kind of a home whereby the guy continues to fall into this same error and is doing it, and is not remorseful, and he will just come and say, JB was always sorry. That guy, that's his lifestyle. It's never going to change. And you're going to succeed in wasting your life away. Okay? In such things like this, all of these points I'm giving you, okay, we can go to counseling. We can sit them down and ask them questions and see if they are ready to change. Some men are ready to change. They're doing all these things because they don't have knowledge. Lack of knowledge will make a man to fall into this stuff sometimes. Some people, that's their lifestyle. They cannot change. At the age of 50, they're still doing it. At the age of 60, they're still doing the same thing. I pity their wives and I pity their husbands. All right? It goes both ways. We all need to sit down and evaluate our lives and check it out. What am I supposed to do to make things better? You know, you are not always going to be strong. By the time you're weak, how do I live my life? Now I've been so rude. Now I've been abusive towards my wife. By the time you're old, you're not able to do things by yourself. Is she going to take a revenge? Is she going to be with me? Or is she going to abandon me and dump me and go? And so, guys, that is always the end point. And I always want to go to this end point all the time. This end point, I do it every time I do counseling. This end point right here is a point where men don't look at. They don't think about this end point. That one day will be one day, all this your big voice and your ego will shrink. And when it shrinks, you are weak, you are lean, you are sick. How are you going to survive? Now you will think that you have money. Your money is going to be useless at that point in time if you don't have a wife who is with you. You will not have that companionship that you actually desire. And that's going to send you to early grave. That is going to send you to early grave. Your nurse cannot do that for you. Your driver cannot be a companion. Your housemaid cannot be a companion. You go to old folks' home, you are all by yourself. The loneliness will kill you. You're going to be bored out of your mind when they take you to old folks' home. All right? You're going to be there. You're not seeing your kids. You're not seeing nobody. That is going to kill you faster. And that's why I always tell people, be nice to your wives, respect your wives, because during that time that you're old, she will still be strong. I don't know the kind of power God has given to women, but at that age, they will still be strong and they will treat you right. And then you can have elongated life, and you can enjoy the rest of your life. And let me tell you something. Your wife will always make your kids to be together. And then she will talk to the kids to love you too. And as they're loving their mom, they're going to love you also, because she will make sure of that. That point, men, please start thinking. That day is coming. And by the time that day is going to come, you see a lot of men now living their lives. Now we have a question here. What do you do when intimacy is lacking in your marriage? And anytime you both discuss it, she will tell you to get someone to serve that purpose. That marriage is gone. That marriage is gone. The moment intimacy is being withdrawn in that marriage, there is no marriage any longer. There's something that is making that woman to reject it. She doesn't want it with you because your love is gone from her heart. She doesn't want you to touch her because your hand will feel like sandpaper to her, and all kinds of stuff like that. And I want to tell you, the moment intimacy has been withdrawn, there is no more marriage. If your wife is telling you, go and get somebody to service you, women are very jealous. A good woman will never tell you that. A woman that is still loving, caring about you will never tell you to do that. The moment a woman is actually offering you that free pass, say go and find somebody to service you on that part, that woman is gone. Her heart is no longer with you. She doesn't love you anymore. Number 4 today. Number 4 today. That makes 8 bottles of water, because 2 bottles in here, and I've taken 4 of them today. Wow. That's good. I've been doing that every day. Every day. The marriage is gone. Let me open my telephone. 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 Where is this stuff? Okay. Let me open the telephone, and let me type it here. In case anybody, if you have questions for me. Okay. That's the telephone number at the bottom of the screen. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see the telephone number. At the bottom of the screen. If you have questions for me, you can call in. I'll open my telephone line now, and then I'll take calls. What happened? Why is this thing is not connected to? Let me see what happened. Why is this not connected to Bluetooth? Okay, it's connected. Okay, the telephone number is on. If you have any questions for me, you can go ahead and make a call. And call. The moment intimacy is gone, there's no more marriage. Marriage is gone. Faso. Okay. Okay. I know. Thank you very much. Thanks for your prayer. Juneros Faso. Thank you. So, in case anybody, if you have any question, the telephone number is right there. As you drink the water, you know the pee. Of course, I pee now. You have to pee. Water and pee. You drink water and pee. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great.
All right.
I just wanted to call in about a couple of the topics that you had this evening.
All right, go ahead.
So So, like, pertaining to, like, the mentality in Nigeria and coming here,
Yeah.
that is, you couldn't have said it any better, you know. And
Yeah.
I know you addressed it more in a marriage setting, but even even in dating a
Yeah.
Nigerian man, or I wouldn't even say Nigerian man, I would say actually even African men.
African men. Yeah.
It's African men. It's not even Nigeria. It could be Ghana, it could be
Yeah.
Congolese,
Yeah.
Cameroon. They're all the same.
All the same. Yeah.
Really, really, really come across as such and very angry and very like it's not a pleasant conversation when you try to have a conversation with them. I'm Nigerian myself,
Okay.
but I was born here, right?
Okay.
So I haven't because of that. It's kind of like almost like an anxiety thing of like even trying to talk to one. Not because I'm not physically attracted to them.
Okay.
It would be great to meet one. But like even in like a normal conversation that you're just having with them.
Yeah.
Because like I know like sometimes some of our sisters maybe they don't see it because they also were from Nigeria and they came here. So they kind of have that je ne sais quoi thing of like accepting that behavior.
Yeah.
But like for someone that has grew up here, I just see it more often and it's such a shame because sometimes I think like they're great men, like on paper, you know, they're doing great. And, you know, you want to give it a chance, but even just having a normal conversation with them, there's a lot of like judgments. There's a lot of like yelling or like short temper about the smallest things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a second. So it's like a culture difference, right?
Of
and
course.
There was even one. You know, like how you're always encouraging, open up your DMs and IG, right? To all of us.
Yeah.
And, you know, they slide in and you just having even just a normal text message, just a normal, like, DM message, not even on the phone.
Yeah.
And there's, like, the tone or the reading back and the feedback is so different.
Yeah.
And, you know, you want to give grace because obviously they're coming from a different culture.
Yeah.
But at some point, if you're living in America, like that person that you said texted something earlier, then you have to yield to the way the things are where you are.
Where you are in Rome, behave like a Roman. Yeah.
Yeah, if I move back to Nigeria, right, like the way that I am, I know in my brain it would be foolish for me to think I could behave the same as in America because the laws and the policy in Nigeria is completely different.
It's different, yeah.
So I would have that as a common sense. So how can you think that you will come here in a law-abiding, civilized environment wherever you go, Paris, Germany, wherever, and you think nothing is going to happen to you, and that's acceptable?
You know.
Like, and I was having that conversation with someone here, and they were like, "Well, that's just the way it is." Well, that's the way it is in Nigeria. And I think some of the men think because you're a Nigerian too, because we do know, like you talked a little bit about, like, you know, when you used to come home, your dad, you have to appear busy, you know, like, oh, I'm doing something, or you know, those are like childhood trauma.
Yeah,
those are not positive things.
They're not.
So if you know the way that you used to feel when you were a child, why would you want someone to feel like that?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
To me, I felt that way. I felt like real anxiety with my dad. I loved him as a human because he's my father, but like emotionally connected, a child shouldn't fear you. That's not what the Bible is.
Even your wife shouldn't fear you.
Yeah, no one should be fearing you because you're not Jesus and you're not God. You're just another dust like the rest of us. All of us.
We don't even fear Jesus. People still go to church to commit sin. They go to church to be sleeping with people inside church. That means they're not even afraid of. They're not scared of Jesus.
But I think like Nigerian people, for the most part, since I'm Nigerian, I'm sure it's on other like Cameroon or Congo or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they only use church when it glorifies them.
I know. That's what it is. That's what it is. A lot of them are not born again at all.
Right. When other parts of the Bible that condemns them or shine a light in their insecurity, they don't want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it. Yes. They don't want to talk about it. They don't.
No. Like they're very shy on it, and they want to use things that will edify them. And that's not a good spirit in the Bible. The Bible talks about that as well.
Of course.
You are always want to be, you can be reproached, you cannot be you are there to put a hammer or like to put someone down on their personality and their insecurity and to glorify yourself. That's not biblical. So I don't understand like what it is. And I feel like if you're going to spend all the scheming that we all know, all the money and all the process you have to go to get a visa to a Western world, what a shame would it be for you not to grow as a human being, regardless of what country that you came from, you know? Like you came all the way to Canada, it took you so many years, so many people supporting you and money, and then you want to come here and just destroy it.
You know the problem. You know the problem some of us are having when we come from Africa. They still keep the Nigerian friends, still go to the Nigerian church, so not mingling.
And that is so true. Like you be speaking fast. Like that is the truth. They come here, and so many of them, like for me, since Nigerian, they'll come in DM, and we can't have a normal conversation because they want to go to a Nigerian place. The church is Nigerian. They want to eat all Nigerian food. But I'm like, don't you think like you want to grow? Because if that was all you wanted to do, then you would stay there.
Then why don't you stay in Nigeria?
Yeah. So
you want to be an international person, then you open up. All right? Be a friend of the Chinese, be a friend of the Caribbean, and learn their lives.
No, the men that are on the line and following you, sir, they don't subtract that. They're just phony. Like everybody you hang around is Nigerian. You only watch Nigerian news. You only do everything Nigerian. Like, then why aren't you in Nigeria? If it's so perfect, why are you there? And then when you ask some of them, I work with a Mexican. Then why aren't you befriending them?
They don't have friends. They don't have Mexican friends. They don't have white friends. They don't have Black American friends. All their friends, they drink together. They're all Nigerians where they talk about beating their wives.
Absolutely. So when I try to give one a chance, and my friend group is extremely diverse. I think I have like 2 Nigerian friends, and then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? But it shouldn't be a problem because you don't live in Nigeria. You should take advantage of different food, at least and say, hey, you don't like it. I understand there are some things that I've tried that I don't like it, right? But the fact of like pushing, pulling, and this mentality and this ego that you talk about is so not necessary. Like nobody is chasing after you. There is not, it's not everything is not witch, magic, stuff. Like some things is what you've done to yourself. Some things is things that you've created on your own. And like some of them, it's like they have to go to a Nigerian church. And I asked one the other day, there's no Nigerian church in the Bible. Open the Bible.
I know.
Because he asked me, why are you going to African American church? I was like, I go to the church where my spirit, the Holy Spirit inside of me guides me. It's not necessarily that I'm looking at it for a Caucasian church or African American church. Or if my spirit rests in there and I feel like it's in the Bible, then that's where I rest. I'm not looking at it. Then I said, why are you going to Nigerian church? And he said he's going because that's all he knows. But I'm like, but you're not in Nigeria anymore. Break yourself out of the shackles of whatever that is.
Yeah.
Stronghold that is within you.
Let me give you one example. I have like about maybe like 4 or 5 people who are members of Joel Austin's church. They're Nigerians, and they behave differently. Their mindset is totally different.
Absolutely.
When they come to church in the African church, you see how respectful they are. They don't just stand up and be walking around, go to the toilet like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times. No, they don't do that. They don't go outside to be making phone call. They don't go outside to make phone call when the pastor is preaching. But when you see all these Nigerians that don't go to, they are not yet exposed, they insult God. The service is going on, they go to the bathroom like 200 times. Then they go outside to pick up their call. Inside the church, they are making phone calls.
Really going to the bathroom, they're just doing other things.
They're doing other things.
The purpose of, they're not there for the purpose of going to church.
So it's a major problem that we are not exposed. God brought us to a place of, a place where we should be exposed, and we refuse to take advantage of it. We refuse.
And I just feel like you should take advantage because you are now in Canada and stuff like. what a shame would it be for you to be here 30 years out of your life
Yeah.
and none of your friends are from anywhere else other than Nigeria?
Yeah.
Like there has to be, there's other countries, like there are so many people from Mexico, from Dominican Republic,
Yeah.
from Colombia, from
Yes.
Brazil. Be friends, say hi. Now, listen, someone said to me the other day, a Nigerian person was like, oh, the reason why is because they went to some job and one of them is so. I'm like, that's just one person. It's not because they're Mexican, they don't like you. It's because that human being just happens to be Mexican acted that way. But you know how many times I've come across rude Nigerians? Do I say like, oh geez, I don't like Nigerian people, I don't like Ghana people? Those are just human things, not to be associated. And I was like, if that was the truth, do you know how much if you Google Nigeria right now, how many nonsense and crap that they say about Nigerians? So if someone met you and you're still like, I'm Nigerian, they say, oh, I don't like you because all the stuff that I read on Google says about Nigeria, then that means you're bad. You know? Like people are not thinking what you're reciprocating. You know, you're getting what you put out. And you can't just put everybody in a box. You can't just think everybody. You have to kind of talk to people and calm down and understand that there are different human beings from different part of the life over here. I just think like it could be tough to, and also the counseling. Lastly, the counseling, I supported wholeheartedly. I'm so happy that you spoke about that.
All right, let's let another person call right now. Thank you very much for contributing, madam. God bless you, ma. All right. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I was the guy who sent over that question about intimacy and but the thing is, I mean, anytime like you approach your wife, you know, like just to get intimate with her, and she was just reluctant, like unwilling, not to give in. And when a man is as a man, like as I am, when I'm not getting enough steps, I will know that I'm not getting it. That find out I will now have to be watching, you know, like sex videos to get myself released. And it's not like an addict or somebody who has a lot. You know, like I told that I'm not simple. This thing to be done like every day. Once a week is fine. 1 week, I mean, once a week is fine with me. You know, I've talked to her, have did everything, like almost everything that I need to do. Until recently when she said, well, maybe I need to find somebody to, you know, out there or to solve that purpose. Now, the same thing today, it's like the same thing when I was trying to, you know, like, just to get in with that again. Now, the thing is, she work night, and I too, I work night. And, but I don't go, almost all the time, I go maybe twice a week or then interval like alternate week I go like 3 times. So and whenever she comes, not probably I don't help her like house chores or everything. I will get the kids. Whenever I know this, I will be patient to work. She come back from work, all what she does just like fresh herself and go back to bed and sleep. I will give our children, give them shower and everything. Like dress them up, mop the floor. I didn't remember the last time she even mopped the floor. Yeah. I know like almost all the house chores. Not even one. Like I will even cook sometimes. You have to say when I know that this man is tired, let me just assume that and I'll do everything. Because I don't know, I'm not understand why because the response you gave me is like said that probably she's done with marriage, she's done that marriage is gone. Which for me I haven't done anything that warrants.
Okay, Baba. Now let me say this. This is going to help you. The Yoruba people will say, or even everybody will say this, that there cannot be smoke without fire, right? She wasn't like that before. Something happened. She started doing that, and all of that stuff. Now it's not about you guys discussing it right now by yourselves. It's now you have to go and sign up for counseling session. And during the counseling session, what I do is that I will take you separately just to know the background story. Then I'm going to take your wife separately because there are certain things that You might tell me that you don't want me to tell your wife. You're only telling me so that I will have the background, knowledge. And by the time she will now come on the Zoom, she might tell me some things that she doesn't want me to tell you too. And I have to keep them, but she will tell me just for me to have a background. So during that time, I will be able to know exactly what is going on. It might not be because you are not washing the dishes or taking care of the kid or giving them a bath or whatever. It might be a sickness even that she is going through. It might be something that you've done before that you did not undo very well. It might be different kind of situation in the old relationship that you are not sensitive about. And everybody is not going to be perfect. Okay, it's possible for you to be missing something. And that's my job as a counselor, to now dig into it and ask your wife to open up to me. And then she open up, and I will be able to know exactly what is actually underneath the table. And then we bring it on the table, and then all of us will discuss it. And that's how the change will now come. Now, you can't just be dealing with it by yourself. You know why? Because during the time you are talking about it, it's possible for your choices of words not to go right with her. Number two, you are the one that is underneath the heat. You are the one that is actually self-starved. You're angry already. The way you're going to actually present your case may not be the way she's going to respond well to. So that's why you need somebody to come in between. That you will tell your story, she will tell her own story, then I will interpret what she's saying to you. I will interpret what you're saying to her. And then we'll now be able to get a kind of a middle ground where we can resolve all this stuff. It doesn't have to do with because of, she's going night shift and you going night shift. Sex is a sweet thing. All right. Everybody loves sex. All right. She loves sex too. Something happened that killed that urge. Something happened that killed the urge. All right. And then the moment your wife is saying, go outside, my brother, the moment your wife is saying, go outside, okay, that means she's giving up. There's no woman that will tell the husband to go outside if they're still in love with that man. No woman will say that.
That's what you said today. Like, if I feel like what for me, I should probably get someone outside to do that. And see, when we started this relationship, like, I remember when we were dating, she told me when we asked talk about sex,
yeah.
She said that she likes sex, that she like good sex. I said, okay, that's fine. That's not the problem.
She said to you that she loved good sex.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I remember when we were dating and
are you giving her good sex? Are you giving good sex?
When we had when she was pregnant for the pregnancy of our first child,
right,
we do it like then remember the baby came, everything kind of nose died, right? Everything nose died. I was like,
yeah, it's possible. It's very, very possible. You see?
So I went to
Baba.
To read about
Baba.
Changes that happen
it's possible for it's possible for it's possible for it to happen after childbirth, but there is a way to rectify it, and it's therapy. Okay, it's therapy. She need to go and see a therapist, and then they're going to be able to help her. Okay, and the moment you are disturbing her, and she's telling you to go and look for someone outside to help you, then it seems like you are actually, she's fed up. You have to introduce. The very first thing is let's do counseling. During the counseling session, we're going to know what exactly is happening, and then we'll be able to advise you correctly. Because all the story you are saying right now, it's possible we don't understand it. Your wife will talk, you will talk, then we gain understanding. Because it's a one-sided story right now. Right? We need to hear from him, from her. Yeah.
Like half their own side of story.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
From reading your post,
yeah,
over the years that I've been following you and everything,
yeah,
like all your teaching and everything.
Yeah.
That's why I say, okay, maybe if I'm not been helping her,
yeah,
when it comes to housework, maybe it's over me. It might be overwhelmed. Everything might be overwhelmed for her. So
yeah,
that's the reason why, which I try to set out too.
Yeah.
I can like confidently beat myself that I am doing it.
Yeah, you're doing it, Baba. Baba, you're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing that part. And that part is not the only part. So if you're doing one part and then the action is still, or the reaction is still the same, then we have to look at the other part. So it's not just only one part. Okay, we are going to look at, you're washing the dishes, you're helping in the house. That's a good one. All right. Then we have to look at the other side of it. We look at the other side of it. Is there verbal abuse in the relationship? We have to look. Is the sex good? We have to look. Is the sex okay? We have to look. And then whatever it is that is, in the relationship, probably it's a kind of a medical issue. We have to check it. Maybe it's a psychological issue. We have to check all this stuff. There's a lot of different parts that we have to check for us to be able to rectify it. So you need to take it easy. Don't put too much of pressure on her. Sign up for counseling. Let's dig into it. Let's talk with her. Let's know exactly what the problem is. And then if she needs therapy, we'll actually sign her up for therapy and stuff. And then you can look at whatever is going to, how the old thing is going to actually unfold and how everything's going to change. Okay? It's a process. Now you've been able to see the problem. She's no longer interested in sex. Something happened after childbirth. We need to dig into it. Maybe other things too.
The people had 6 years old.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the age of the. It doesn't matter.
The roller coaster like never since that time. Roller coaster like
Yeah.
it's just been
Baba,
everything in it.
do you want to solve this problem?
No. I just want to ask. You know how to ask you just like how to sign up.
Yeah, call me after the program. Then we talk about it. After you have my number, right? This same number you called. This number you called. Yeah, this same number. Yeah.
Right.
This same number. Okay. There she go, Baba. Well, the telephone number is open, but I'm bad. I need to go. Now, it usually is that when you are in a relationship and something's happening inside of that relationship, please don't do self-medication. Self-medication is not going to work for you. All right, it's not going to work. Don't say, okay, I'm going to do this one, I'm going to do that one. I knew this thing didn't work, then I'm going to quit. Please don't. There are so many things all around that we need to look into before we say, okay, this is what is wrong, and we have to check everything. Everything must be checked. Okay. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much for watching this episode of my show. I'm going to come with the part B, and the part B of this is going to be the sign that your marriage is doing well. Signs that you will see and then be able to prove that your marriage is doing well. It's possible for you to still be having ups and downs, but you will know that your marriage is doing well and it's not going to die. I'm going to give you those signs also, and you'll see them. If there is a kind of a shaking in your marriage and your marriage is standing on one leg, don't quickly just give up. Listen to this. Few stuff I'm going to tell you for you to know that it's possible for this marriage to work. Okay, when you start seeing the signs I'm about to share with you, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that one tomorrow by the grace of God. So have a beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys later. All right. Thank you. Bye. Okay, Instagram is gone. Thank you very much. God bless you, everybody. Have a beautiful day.